Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and doing good at home, and you all are maintaining the protocol for COVID-19. So today we'll start the first part of our biology chapter 3, that is respiration in animal and plants. And we have already studied about this in our Google Meet classes, and we have already discussed and we have nicely understand this topic. But still, those who have not understand for this, so what we are going to learn in this chapter, we will learn about respiration. Okay, we will learn about the breathing and we will learn about the respiration in plants, right? So first of all, we should know that what is the respiration. Respiration is a general process which we do in our daily life, and it is very much important part of our life, right? We all are alive because of the respiration. So let's start with the chapter. So we eat food for what? We eat food for get the energy. We have studied in nutrition in animal chapter, and the energy stored in food molecules is used by our body, right? So what we have learned that yes, our food is we eat that, then that goes to the small intestine, large intestine, and that absorbed by our villi to the different and send it to the different part of our body. Then it absorbed, right, and it assimilated. Then we have learned, right, used by our body for the to get the energy. Okay, so how is energy stored in the food released? So we know that food has energy, but how that released in our body? And in this chapter we will learn about the process of respiration in plants and animal in relation to the release of energy. So we all know that the food we eat to get the energy, but how that energy released from the food, we'll learn about that in this chapter only. Okay, so let's start with the chapter. Okay, the first thing is respiration. So the first thing is respiration. The energy stored in food is released by the process of oxidation. So food has that energy and that release with the help of oxidation. And oxidation is what? Oxidation, as the name suggests, occurs in the presence of oxygen. Oxidation means occurs in the presence of oxygen, right? So like oxidation is simply thing that the process which occur in the presence of oxygen. The process of taking oxygen into the body and then oxidation of food to release carbon dioxide and energy is called respiration. So what is respiration? The process of taking oxygen into the body through our nostril, okay, and then oxidation of food to release carbon dioxide energy is called respiration. Okay, so we take the food, it goes to our body and to the cell, right, assimilated to the cell. But when we do when we take the oxygen, that also goes to our body and different part of the body to the cell as well. In cell, the oxygen helps to break down of food, right? Oxygen helps to break down of food for what? To release the energy, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so energy is used by our body, and carbon dioxide, water, the part which we use, rest part we release. Okay, and the carbon dioxide we excrete from our body, right? We eliminate from our body through our nostril only. Okay, so this is called the respiration. So what is the respiration? The taking of oxygen into the body and then oxidation of food to release carbon dioxide and energy is called respiration. Okay, so what are the steps involved in the respiration? The first is intake of oxygen from the environment. The second is oxidation of food with the help of oxygen taken in. Okay, third one is release of energy and carbon dioxide, and the fourth is elimination of carbon dioxide from the body. So what we have learned that in respiration we take the oxygen first from the environment, right? The second is the oxygen goes to the body, and with the help of the process oxidation, food breaks down into glucose. Food break down into carbon dioxide and energy and water, right? So oxidation of food with the help of oxygen taken in, then release of energy and carbon dioxide, and the energy used by our body and the carbon dioxide released from our body is eliminated from our body. Okay, so why do we respire? So we have learned that why we need respiration, for what? To get the energy. But why do we respire? Why do we respire? We'll respire for what? We'll study about this. Okay. We know that cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of organism. In class 8 especially, we'll learn thorough about the cell. Okay. So cell is what? It is the structural and functional unit of an organism. We all are made up of cell, and our structure is because of the structure of cell. Our functions, different function of our body is because of the cell only. So cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So it performs many functions like nutrition, transportation, excretion, and reproduction. So different cells are there, and they perform different activities in our body, functions in our body. For example, nutrition. We have learnt about nutrition in plant and animal. We have learnt about we'll learn about the transportation. Then excretion. The excretion already I have discussed about it in nutrition in animal chapter, that the excretion of the food from our body or the carbon dioxide body means for elimination of the waste product from our body, and reproduction, okay, to means that reproduce. So these all are performed by the particular cells. To perform this function, cells need energy. So we need energy. So if you don't have energy, you're not able to sleep properly, you're not able to play properly or doing anything. So that you need energy, which comes from the food that we eat. Okay, so in nutrition in animal chapter we have discussed that we eat food, then we get the energy, then we perform our different activity, right? So during respiration, energy is released and cell of our body use it for perform the function. So when we do the अब देखो, मैं आपको आप खाना खा रहे हो, बस खाना खा रहे हो, बट अगर आप ऑक्सीजन नहीं लेते हो तो क्या आप सर्वाइव कर पाओगे? नहीं. For that you need both. For the survival you need oxygen and the food, both, right? So both are very much important, and both together release the energy from our body, and performing every function is still for sleeping also we need energy, right? So you see, this is a picture of cell. Okay, now see, so there are two type of respiration. The first is external and the second was is internal respiration. Okay, so respiration involves two main processes, that is external means breathing, okay, breathing or external you can say, and cellular respiration or the internal respiration you can say. Okay, so the process of inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. Okay, the process of inhaling oxygen means taking in oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide is called external respiration or the breathing. Okay, so this is called the external respiration or the breathing. Inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide, okay, it's called the external respiration or you can say the breathing. The next one is the air that we breathe in is transported to the all part of our body and finally go to the cell. So when we take the air, the oxygen is taken from our lungs and then it transferred to the all part of body and to the cell as well. And here the oxygen helps break down of food in the cell, which I already have told that oxygen helps the breakdown of food in the cell, and this breakdown of food release energy, right? The breakdown of food release what? That release energy, and the process of breakdown of food in the cell with the help of release of energy is called internal respiration, and this is also known as the cellular respiration. Okay, so the respiration which takes place or which occurs in the cell is known as the cellular respiration, where breakdown of food and releasing of energy is taken place. Okay, is called the cellular respiration or the internal respiration. Okay, now you are clear with the internal and external. External means the respiration where we inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide. Okay, is known as the external respiration, and that is also known as the breathing. What is internal respiration or cellular respiration? The air we breathe in is transported to the different part of our body and to the cell as well. There the oxygen helps the breakdown of food into the energy and carbon dioxide The breaking down of food into this energy and carbon dioxide in the cell is known as the internal respiration or the cellular respiration. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. See, here is an equation where glucose means the food, we can say. In the presence of oxygen, what is happening? In the presence of oxygen, the carbon dioxide, water and energy is releasing. Okay, clear? Okay, the chemical breakdown of glucose taken place inside the cell only. Okay, okay class. Now see, now we'll learn about the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. What are aerobic respiration and what are anaerobic respiration? Okay, and this is also important topic and very interesting one. So on the basis of presence of oxygen during respiration, it can be classified into, so on the basis of presence of oxygen, see what I have discussed previously, that there are two types of respiration, internal and external. Now we will learn about the in the presence of oxygen, on the basis of presence of oxygen, right? On the basis of presence of oxygen, the respiration is classified into two parts, that is aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, so let's start with the aerobics. Breakdown of glucose in the presence of oxygen. Remember what we have noticed here, presence of oxygen, right, leads to the formation of carbon dioxide, water, energy inside our body, right? So all again about the cellular respiration we can say, so breakdown of glucose in the presence of oxygen leads to what? Leads to release or formation of carbon dioxide, water and energy. Okay, this process is called aerobic. Okay, this process is called aerobic, and the animals that use oxygen for respiration are called aerobes. Okay, the animals that use oxygen for respiration is called aerobes. Understood? So aerobic respiration, the respiration which occurs in the presence of oxygen. Okay, now let's see about the anaerobics. So when the glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen, right? So glucose is broken down into this in the absence of oxygen. It is called the anaerobic respiration. And the animals and plants that can survive and obtain energy in the absence of oxygen are called anaerobes. Okay, so clear? Aerobics means the breakdown of glucose in the presence of oxygen, okay, is aerobic, and the animal which do the aerobic respiration are called the aerobes. Okay, anaerobic respiration, when the glucose is broken down into the in the absence of oxygen, right? Here the absence of oxygen is there is no involvement of oxygen. Okay, so the animal or plants that respire in the absence of or without the oxygen is called the anaerobes. Okay, so here in the absence of oxygen, glucose is break down into carbon dioxide and alcohol. Okay, in next class also you will learn about this nicely, thoroughly. Okay, so when the breakdown of glucose occurs in the absence of carbon dioxide, then what produce? The production is carbon dioxide. Sorry, I have told wrong. Sorry. When the breakdown of glucose occurs in the absence of oxygen, okay, then what is the product? The product is carbon dioxide and alcohol. Okay, so here you can see the glucose is breaking down in the absence of oxygen, and what is the product? And what is the product is carbon dioxide, alcohol and energy. Okay, what is the product? Carbon dioxide, alcohol and energy. Okay, now see here, yeast are anaerobes. So yeast are what? These are anaerobes, and we use yeast for what? For the production of for the baking. Okay, for the production of bread or pizza and all, right? In the bakeries, the use of yeast is must. Okay, and also in the production of alcohol. Okay, in the production of alcohol, both production of alcohol and bread. Okay, so yeast are anaerobes and they yield alcohol during respiration. So yeast, when that occurs, and when they do the respiration, that produce alcohol. That is why they are used to make the wine and beer. Okay, that is why yeast is used to make the wine and beer. Okay, now see, have you ever noticed you feel cramps in your muscles after heavy exercise, fast running or cycling or heavy weight lifting? So class, you must feel very heavy, you feel cramps in your muscles when you do a very heavy exercise, or dance for a very long time, or if you are cycling or uplifting a weight. Okay, so why this happens? This is because our muscle cells respire anaerobically. Our muscle cells respire anaerobically. Why? Because when we do the exercise, we need more and more energy, but there is very less oxygen. Okay, see, but only for a short time. Okay, we respire anaerobically, but very short time, not for much time. So why? When we do a heavy exercise, the demand of energy is high, but the supply of oxygen is limited. So when we do any hard work things, or anything which need more and more energy, right? So to get the more energy, we want the more energy, and for energy what we need the oxygen. For what? To break down of the food, right? फूड ब्रेकडाउन होगा तभी तो उसमें से एनर्जी एंड वाटर और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज होगा. ठीक है, तो ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ फूड, फॉर द ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ फूड व्हाट वी नीड ऑक्सीजन, राइट? सो वी नीड मोर एंड मोर एनर्जी, बट ऑक्सीजन इज लिमिटेड, due to which anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscles to fulfill the demand of energy. So our muscles need more and more energy. For that, our muscles respire anaerobically. For that, okay, means without oxygen that respires for a few short time for the very short time. And the partial breakdown of glucose produces lactic acid. Okay, so the partial breakdown of glucose produces lactic acid, and the accumulation of lactic acid causes cramps in our muscle. Okay, so the accumulation of lactic acid causes cramps in our muscles. Clear? So why we get the cramps? We get the cramps because when we respire anaerobically, when we do the heavy exercise or running or lifting a weight, that time we need more and more energy, and to get that energy we need oxygen, but the supply of oxygen is very limited. For that, our muscle respire anaerobically for very short period of time, and the partial breakdown of glucose in the muscles produce lactic acid. Okay, and the accumulation of lactic acid in the muscles causes cramps in our body, in our muscles. Okay, so see here, glucose in the absence of oxygen producing lactic acid, energy, okay, in our body. So when we get that cramps, what we do? Immediately we either massage that place, or what we do, we just pat that place with a hot water bag. Okay, for what? To get the circulation, to get the fast circulation, so that part of our muscles get the oxygen. Okay, so let's see. To get relief from the cramps, we either massage or take hot water bath. This improves circulation of blood and increase the supply of oxygen. So when the circulation of blood will be increased, the oxygen will supply to that place, because the blood carries the oxygen, okay, and to the muscles, and this increased supply of oxygen helps lactic acid to break down. Okay, so when the oxygen supply to that place, that lactic acid break down into what? Into carbon dioxide and water, and we get relief from that. Clear? So why we get the cramps? Clear with that? I hope you all are clear with that. Okay, so here see another thing, that brain teaser question, that why do we breathe fast after running for a few minutes? Think about it and answer me. Okay, so why do we breathe fast after running for a few minutes? Why? Because we need more and more energy, we need more oxygen. Okay class, so here is an homework. This will be your homework. Check and proceed. You need to write about the difference between external and internal respiration. Okay, it is very easy, you can do with your own self. Okay, so this much for this part. In our next part we will learn about the breathing, we will learn about how do we breathe and all. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this part, and I will catch you in the next video. And maintain all the protocol for COVID-19 and all. Don't go outside unnecessary. Thank you for today.